Hello there. I was kind of going for like Obi-Wan Kenobi, but I don't think I actually got there. Anyways, hi everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Let's see. We've had a couple videos up by now. It is currently December 30th. It is New Year's Eve. I am in my Christmas onesie. Matt and I got matching Christmas onesies this year because we are basic. We are just like everybody else. I wanted to continue the holiday vibe, so the Christmas tree is lit up and it is behind me. And today we're doing a pretty short video. I think it'll be pretty short. We are doing a tier ranking of all of my 5-star reads for 2025. I know what you're thinking. It's still 2025 when you're recording this, Mackenzie. How can you know that these are all your 5-star reads? Well, tomorrow is the last day of 2025. Huzzah, we've made it. And I only have one more book left that I am reading for 2025. It is an audiobook, and I'm set to finish it tomorrow. And as much as I've been enjoying and loving it, I fear it will not be a 5-star read. If it happens to be, Editor Mackenzie will pop in right now and give a stern talking to current Mackenzie. But I truly think we'll be okay. So, before we get started, I am prepped and ready to go. I have a homemade London fog. I have cats around me that I don't know if you can see or not. And I have my tier list. So, let's get into this. What categories do I have on my tier list? Nike, you cannot. Nike was just trying to get in the video by rubbing up against the camera. Okay, so now that Nike is properly distracted, my top best of the best is I need everybody to read this book. I didn't put book on there, but it is to read this book. Next, we have already planning my reread. We then have I stand by that 5 for me. We have I was on the hype train. And then the last category, the lowest level that we could do is, wait, what? So I hope that none of my 5-star reads from this year end up in wait, what? But we never know. I always like to say that my ratings are kind of in the moment, especially as the year goes on and I have more to compare it to. But overall, I generally feel confident in what I've rated something. And I do like using the star system because I think that it really just helps me figure out how I'm feeling about it. And let's also be real, my ratings are of vibes. If I read it and I have a good time, yes, it's gonna get a higher score. If I read it and I'm sad but it was supposed to be sad, it did what it was trying to do. I think that's all the preamble we need, so take a sip of my London fog. I think I did pretty good. I think I added a little too much vanilla, but what are we gonna do? Let's get into it. The first book on the list is actually, this is my only nonfiction book in my 5 stars. It's my only nonfiction. It's my only nonfiction book. It is a memoir of one of my favorite cooks, Kristen Kish. She was on Top Chef as a chef testant, and she is now one of the hosts. I think she's pretty cool. I'm a big fan of Top Chef and cooking shows, and I really liked reading her memoir. I really enjoyed reading it. I was honestly surprised that a memoir, like an autobiography, got 5 stars. I don't really dabble in nonfiction too much. I was surprised at the number of autobiographies, memoirs, whatever I read this year, and was like equally surprised that it was 5 stars, but I thought it was just very compelling. So actually, yeah, this is gonna end up in I stand by that 5 for me. I don't know if this will be everybody's cup of tea, or I'm trying to think of like a cooking pun, meal on the plate. So sorry, that was a bad joke. But for me, it was really good. I don't know if I'll reread it, and I definitely don't need everybody to read it, but I do stand by that 5. Can you guys hear the kittens playing? They're in zoomy mode. Next, we have Artemis. This is by Andy Weir. He's the same author as Project Hail Mary, which is, I think, getting a movie or a TV show adaptation next year. And The Martian, oh my God, that's what I'm trying to think of, The Martian. I have really enjoyed his books. I haven't read Project Hail Mary yet. I think that's going to be one of my first books of next year. I think it's definitely going to be a next year book. Artemis was super cool. It was kind of heisty. I don't think I need everybody to read it. And I don't know if I'm planning my reread, but I am going to stand by that 5 for me. We have Ali Hazelwood's Bound next. Are we all worried that these are all just going to be and I stand by that 5 for me? I am a little bit worried, but I have faith that some will be outside of the middle tier. We have Bound by Ali Hazelwood. This was an audio only, and my library had it just like randomly, and I was thrilled. I think I literally like let out a little squeak and then ran to Matt and was like, "Oh my gosh, the library, Libby has Bound." And I read this in December when I was starting to crash out with a whole bunch of holiday reads. I'm gonna stand by that 5. It was really good. I liked it. It was dark academia, which I haven't dabbled too much in, but I really enjoyed it. Don't know if I'm going to reread it, and don't think everyone needs to read it. Next up, we have Dungeons and Drama. This is a YA, like rom-com. Obviously no spice because it's YA. And it's kind of about D&D and coming into yourself and being confident. And it's really also about like understanding that no one's perfect, even your parents. So I'm going to put this in already planning my reread. It was so good. I love Christy Boyce. I need to get the rest of her books that aren't about D&D, but yeah, I don't know. I could go on, but already planning my reread. I'm very excited for her new book that's coming out this year in May, I think. And I think you guys should all read it too. But I'm just going to leave it and already planning my reread. Ooh, okay. Next we have, I think, kind of controversial, Fourth Wing. So this was one of my first audiobooks of 2025. And I listened to it. And I listened to the first 2 back to back, and then also was able to like hop in right away onto the 3rd book, which isn't up here, Onyx Storm, maybe Onyx something, and loved living in these books. I think part of the reason I rated it so high was because I did get to live in the world. There's just something about being able to go from the first book to the second book, especially in like romantices or in books where they're not just connected by characters and like there's actually a plot continuing. Um, I heard some controversial things about the author, and when I hear things, I try and do my own research as well. And I couldn't find anything to like support the negative things that were being said about her. Um, but I'm not 100% sure. So if like Rebecca is someone that we shouldn't be reading, please let me know. Because I did enjoy reading it, but if it's not an author we should be supporting, I'd really like to know. And I couldn't find anything when I was doing my own research. But with all of that, I'm going to say I was on the hype train. I still think it was a good read, but like the further I get distance from it, the more I'm like, yeah, like it was good, but I don't know if I had a lot of books that I read later in the year that I ended up rating lower than 5 stars that I think were equal or better to the Fourth Wing series. So I'm going to say I was on the hype train. And I definitely think there's like something about the third book was being released. My local bookstore had a midnight release party that my friend Jillian and I went to, and it was so much fun. And it brought me back to like the magic of being a kid and having midnight releases for books or midnight releases for movies. And everyone there being so excited for this shared interest. So it was like really special. But also it really built everything up in my brain. Like, oh my God, of course this is an amazing book because look how excited everyone is. All of social media is talking about it. We're having a midnight release party. Ah! So, long story short, still good, but I was on the hype train. Okay. Next, we have Death at the Dinner Party. This was a book, this whole like murder mystery series, I was buddy reading with 2 of my friends, and I don't think they were as into it as I was, which is totally fine. Like, I think they enjoyed it. I think they still wanted to read it, but I think I was the one really driving the desire to read these series. And I loved this book. I love this book so much. And I think everyone else like did not like it as much as I did. Not saying that it's a bad book, but it's a stand by that vibe for me. I don't think I need to reread this book. And I definitely don't think everyone would agree with me that this is a 5-star book, but it's a cozy mystery and it's really sweet. It's really sweet for, a murder mystery. I'm going to stand by that 5. Okay. I'm not going for this one first, even though it's up next. We're going to hop ahead to all the way over here. I'm going to talk about these 2 together because it's a duology. Might end up being a trilogy, unsure, because Go Luck Yourself was released not this year, I guess. By the time you're watching this, it was released in 2025. It's The Nightmare Before Kismass and Go Luck Yourself. So we'll start with The Nightmare Before Kismass because this is book 1. I was looking through Libby for books that were available or soon to be available at the start of December. And I also went Christmas shopping for my family. And we ended up at Joseph Beth, which is our local indie bookstore that is my personal favorite. And they had a whole stand about they had a stand that was all about holiday romances, and this was one of them. and I like looked in Libby and I was like, hey, this is going to be available in like 2 days. So I added it to my list and it was so cute. I'm going to put this on Stand By That 5 for me. I'm so sorry if you can hear the cats. I don't even know if you get to see the cat cameos, and I don't even know if you can hear them, but they are wild right now. Okay, so I Stand By That 5 for me. It is a queer romance. It's 2 guys, and we have the heir prince of Christmas and the heir prince of Halloween, and it is their love story. And I've already talked about it, or at least I think I've already talked about it. Trying to remember the order in which I'm releasing videos. I'm going to say I've already talked about it in my reading recap for December, but long story short, we find out that Christmas is the freaking mafia. I'm in here wearing my Christmas onesie, and it's the mafia. And Santa, he's the mob boss. What? And there's a romance and it's holiday. Oh my gosh. Kind of tempted to pull it up to planning my reread. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna move it up to already planning my reread because I might read it again next December. It was so adorable. And then if we go over to Go Luck Yourself, which is the sequel, this is about the second Prince of Christmas and the heir prince of St. Patrick's Day. And oh man, we're fighting shenanigans again. We're fighting evil uncles. We're falling in love. There's holidays. It's honestly great. And it's going to be in I Stand By That 5 stars for me. It was truly good. There is spice in both of these books. So if you're not a spicy book reader, do not let the cute cover fool you. There is spice. And if you've never read any type of queer romance before, surprise, there is still spice, as there should be. But if that's something that you're not used to, just go into it with that like content warning. Up next, we had one of my most anticipated holiday reads. Actually, pause. Okay, did you hold your pause? I had to run and get this cute artwork that Hannah Grace sent me. And look at this cute stuffy. She sent me, or I guess she was having a giveaway in the lead up to this book release. And I was a crazy person and I entered every day that I could. And I won this little artwork and this little stuffy. And now they both hang out on my bookshelf near the holiday romances. I need to try and get the artwork framed. But needless to say, I was super excited for this release. I'm a big Hannah Grace fan, love her romances. Needless to say, I'm a big Hannah Grace fan, and finding out that she was releasing a holiday romance, I was thrilled. Let me grab it. Okay, so this is kind of like Hallmark movie-esque, like a lot of holiday romances are. Honestly, I'm looking at this and there's a lot of holiday romances on here. I can't help that they're good. But they also poked fun at like the Hallmark tropes. And I love it when we poke fun at Hallmark tropes because they're pretty cheesy. Anyways, we have Clara and Jack, and they both work in the toy industry, one for corporate America, one for a small town. And they're enemies that become lovers, and we help save a small town, and we have found family and realizing that you're not your parents. And I'm gonna shoot this. Ooh, do I go all the way up to everyone needs to read this? I don't know if I can put a holiday romance up at everyone needs to read this, but I'm already planning on my reread. Already planning it. It's set, it's in the books because it was so good. Ooh, are we ready for another holiday romance. This one aptly named Holiday Romance. Okay, so a little backstory. I went on an amazing trip to Ireland. I've talked about it before. I'm going to talk about it again in these videos because it was truly magical. Shout out to Atomic Trips who organized the whole thing and just made the most wonderful memories possible. Shout out to Carrie who hosted it, and shout out to all the amazing women that Matt and I got to travel with. You're gonna hear about this a couple of times in the channel this year. But while we were there was a group of us who decided we're in Ireland. Catherine Walsh, the author of this book, is an Irish author, and this book takes place in both Chicago and Ireland, and kind of also all around the world. And we said, let's have a little virtual book club to continue on these amazing feelings and this new friendship. And so we all buddy read this together. Some of us are still buddy reading it, and I love getting my little notifications on Storygraph that someone has left a comment. I love this book. I love this book so much. Do we do it? Did I just say I shouldn't put a holiday romance? And I need everyone to read this? Yes. Does everyone need to read this book? Yes. Everyone needs to read this book. Everyone needs to read this book. It's so good. It's so well written. It's so funny. It is about Christmas because they're trying to get home for Christmas. But at the end of the day, it's a romance novel. So if you like romance, I think you'll really enjoy this book. My battery is low. That's okay. Okie dokie. We're gonna, again, shoot over and we're gonna talk about Snowed In because this is the sequel to Holiday Romance. This is so funny. So you fall in love with the Fitzpatrick family in Holiday Romance, and you want more. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna want more. This is more. This is the second book. This follows the second son. No, the third son, but the second son we get to read about his romance. This has fake dating. So many of my books this month were fake dating. And it's set in Ireland, set in Cork, a lovely city. I'm going to put already planning on my reread because I could not get enough of Catherine Walsh. I wasn't even finished with Holiday Romance and I went out and bought Snowed In. And then I wasn't finished with Snowed In and I'm like calling places like, where can I get Merrily Ever After? Only to find out that it's only audio or digital. Matt saved the day. He let me use his Spotify account so that I could listen to it because my Libby app did not have it. And now we'll move on to Merrily Ever After. This is a collection of 4 short stories that is also in the Fitzpatrick universe. I really liked it, and I would stand by that 5 for me. I'm kind of debating putting that on I Was on the Hype Train because I was so hyped up on the other 2 books. But I'm going to leave it at I stand by that 5 for me. I thought each short story, like each little novella, was so well-rounded and so thought out, and you got the same amount of feelings and happiness in these short stories that you got in a whole book. So I stand by that 5. Iron Flame. This is the second book in the Fourth Wing. I think it's going to be 5 books. So series. I was on the hype train. I have talked with other people who have read the books, who read them as they were released, and they made really good points that this kind of just felt like nothing happened. and it was just like a holdover book. I don't think it goes down into wait, what? Because again, I did still enjoy reading it and living in this series. But I just think if I read it now, I don't know if it would get a 5-star. So I'm going to say I was on the hype train. Unlike Merrily Ever After, which would get a 5-star if I read it a year after it was released or a year after Snowed In, I don't know if it would get a 5-star again. Oh my gosh, we have 3 Ali Hazelwoods here because I'm an Ali Hazelwood fan. We have Mate. This is a sequel to Bride, which I believe released last year. And it's pretty spicy. It's pretty spicy. I don't know if I want to put it in already planning my reread. If there's another book in this series, I will definitely reread both Bride and Mate before the 3rd book comes out. Ali Hazelwood, hint, hint. Katie's just climbed up the back of the chair. But that's okay. Ali Hazelwood, hint, hint. I would read a book 3. I would read another romance in this universe. I'm going to leave it in I stand by that 5 for me. But unless there's a continuation of the universe, I don't know if I would reread it immediately. We'll just knock out all of our Ali Hazelwoods with Problematic Summer Romance. This was also a sequel. I don't think this was like really advertised as a sequel because it could just be a standalone. But it was a sequel. There was it Not in Love? One of her earlier books is in this universe. And that one was not my favorite of her books. It's probably one of the rare non-5-stars books that I read, the blah, 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 blah. It's probably like the rare non-5-star Ali Hazelwood book for me. But I enjoyed this one. I thought this one was better. It was a fun summer read. And it's going to live in I stand by that 5 because I really liked it and I think I would read it again, but I'm not actively planning my reread. The other 4, like I could see myself reading next year, this year, I could see myself reading in 2026. Ooh, okay. Sunrise on the Reaping, a Hunger Games book. I devoured this book. Again, my local bookstore had a midnight release party. I was so excited. I was literally the first person in line to get the book at midnight, grabbed it, went home and read like the first 3 chapters, and then realized I'm an adult and I have adult responsibilities and I need to go to bed. I finished it in less than a day. Loved it. I know some people are like, this was more fan service. I don't care. I love it. I need everyone to read it. If you love the Hunger Games, you need to read it. If you have no idea what the Hunger Games are, sorry, you need to read it. And the rest of the Hunger Games, in my opinion. I love that book. Like, she can just take my money. I'm so excited for the movie. I'm obsessed with the trailer. I think whoever edited that trailer deserves a raise. Lionsgate, give that person more money. I am obsessed with that trailer. It is so good. Okay, but we're gonna keep chugging along because I don't want my computer to die on us. Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. I almost didn't read this book because there's a content warning in it that says we talk about death and we talk about endangerment of animals. And I didn't think I could do it. So I decided that I would give it a go on Libby. This is why libraries are great. You can borrow books for free, and if you don't like it, you put no money in it, just time. And I ended up really liking it. Abby Jimenez has a way of being just labeled as a romance author, but she deals with pretty heavy topics. And I think she handles it in such a way that it like is easy to understand. And I find myself reading her books and the romance is there and it's great, but I'm more focused on like, what is the deeper message and what is going on in this world and what can I take and apply to my life? I don't know if I can reread it because there were some animal endangerment scenes. No animals die in this movie. I'm losing my mind. It's a Tuesday night. It's Christmas. I'm losing my mind. It's New Year's Eve. I have work tomorrow. It looks like it's midnight out. It's not even 6 p.m. Anyways, I stand by that 5. It was really good. I enjoyed it. Don't know if I can reread it because it's so heavy for me. But I thought it was a really good book. If you like romances where there's deeper topics going on, give Abby Jimenez a try. Okay, we're getting down to the wire. Final 5, top 5 or 5-star reads of 2025. Another Allie, but this time Allie Carter, who writes amazing spy novels for women, or I guess for anyone, but women are the focus and the leads. And this is The Blonde Who Came In From the Cold. This is a sequel. It came out either at the beginning of 2025 or the end of 2024. I don't remember. But I really liked it. It was good. I'm going to say I stand by that 5 for me. It was a good spy novel. There's a little bit of spice. It is still in like adult fiction, I believe, or it might even be in romance. But being a spy is like what it's about. Okay. No, that one's actually we're gonna leave that one for after because it's a sequel. Leave these two. The Dead Romantics. Another buddy read, this time with one of my besties, Bridget. We live in different states and we literally like synced up our Libby requests so we could read this at the same time. And I really liked it. She liked it, but she didn't give it 5 stars. And I'm debating, like, was I on the hype train? I think I was on the hype train. I still really liked it, but I think I read 2 of the author's books back to back, and I was just living and vibing in the world. I don't know if I would rate it 5 stars again. Maybe I would, but I was on the hype train, for sure. Okay, Tessa Dare, When a Scot Ties the Knot. This is a historical romance in Scotland. I read this while on my honeymoon in Scotland, and I'm going to stand by that 5 stars for me. I don't think it'd be a 5 stars for everyone. I definitely think that being in Scotland and England while I was reading it, like, made it even better. But I think if I even read it, like, now, I would still give it 5 stars. It was really funny. I loved the plot. I think I talked about it in one of my reading wrap-ups, so check it out if you want more information. I stand by that 5. Last 2 books, we're kind of talk about them together because they're in the same series. We have The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels. Loved this book. This was my top-rated physical book this year. So we'll just already move it up because it's my favorite. It is a historical romance, but also there are pirates. And the pirates are ladies. And the pirates that are ladies have magical flying houses. This is literally the perfect series. Come for me. I will stand by this. I need everyone to read it. I need everyone to read the first book, which this is. I need everyone to read the whole series and fall in love. I wish I could get more because I want to live in this universe forever where there's flying houses and lady pirates, and the guys are like, yeah, go get it. You go be a pirate. I'm going to sit home with my tea and clean the house. I think it's hilarious. And that brings us to the last book of the year, or the last 5-star rated book of the year. This is the sequel. Yeah, this is the second book in the trilogy. It was so good too. I don't know, I didn't give the third book a 5-star, and I don't know why I didn't, because honestly, planning my reread already. The books are so amazing. I truly need everyone to reread them or read them for the first time. What can I say? What can I do to convince you to read these books? I love them so much. The first one will always have this spot of honor for me because it introduced me to the world and to this author, India Holtman? India, please forgive me. But yeah, the top book holds a spot of honor because it introduced me to the world and the universe. And there you have it. There you have it, everybody. Those are my 5-star reads for 2025. I feel like that's a pretty healthy number of 5-star reads. I ended up reading 110 books in 2025, and we have what, 22 5-star reads out of 110. Not bad. Not bad. It was a good reading year for me. I hope that 2025 was a good reading year for you. And I hope that 2026 is an even better reading year for you. So excited to be back at it, talking with you guys. Please help me reach some of my goals, like higher engagement in this channel, by liking and maybe throwing in a comment if you've read one of these books, if you agree with me. If you don't agree with me, please tell me respectfully why. If you have any suggestions that I need to read this year, so that if we do this again for 2026 reads, maybe one of your suggestions will be on there. I'm so honored to be able to put myself out here. And thank you guys for listening to me shout out into the void about books. Until next week. Bye. We're going to talk about my most anticipated reads of 2026. Our girl Hazel has a crush and I think possibly starts dating our male main character, Max. Talking about her writing process. It just gives me an even deeper appreciation for when we get these books.